Hey, you guys, welcome, welcome. It's time for Macro Chat Live. I'm crazy excited because I've got my phone with me and I'm on Periscope now. But with things that make me excited, things make me bummed. I can't see if Facebook is on, to tell you the truth. So I am... Oh, good. I'm on Facebook and I see somebody has messaged me, but it's not the live feed. But of course, YouTube's working. Anyways, welcome to Macro Chat Live. I'm so happy that you guys are here. We get to chat macro, close-up, and micro photography on this show. And today is the first time that I'm using, instead of Restream, which brings all of the social areas and pushes it out, is now called Crowdcast. And Crowdcast is actually really amazing, but I noticed that I can't find myself in the Periscope to chat with everybody in Periscope. Now, I was on Periscope a long time ago because of my friends, and I am looking for you guys, Periscope, because I know how much everyone chats. And I was on Twitch and Twitch was just dead. So I'm like, I'm done with Twitch. I'm not going to be in a dead space because I really want to get the word out about macro photography. So my name is Janice Sullivan. I own Sullivan J Photography and I mentor macro and landscape photographers. But when I went out to go look for a macro live show, I didn't really see anything, and I'm going, wow, I can't believe there's nothing like live on macro. There's tons of stuff out there on landscape and wedding and portraiture, and then how-tos on the videos on post-processing and all that stuff. But I couldn't find anything on macro, so I said, I'm going to do it. There's so many macro photographers that really love what I do, and that's really getting up close to your subject. And I actually saw a photographer. I was watching a show because I love watching shows, and I pitter-patter with the show. I'll take my laptop and go do things, and I'll watch whatever's online and stuff. And I actually saw this big photographer, no names, but he said something like, oh, that's just, people don't really do macro for a living. They just, that's just a side thing. I'm like, no. We are doing macro photography. There are people like us that love macro photography. And you guys have seen, if you've seen the show before, you've seen some amazing images. Hey, so look, hello ladies. We got, so BBM, how do BBMINS, with the names, I always like to see, this is the thing with the Periscope. I always say the names, but when I get to know you and stuff, then it's different. But so I wanted to say, I have the other ones at Janet and Catherine and stuff like that. I'm a 30-second delay. So 30 seconds, sometimes to a minute, to tell you the truth. So bear with me if you ask questions and I can't get to them, but I do my best. I don't see that Facebook is working, but I do see that YouTube, score on YouTube, I'll tell you, YouTube is awesome. And I also see that Periscope's working, and I can't find myself on Periscope. So this is the first time I've ever been on Periscope. So I'm looking under the live feeds because I want to talk to you guys, and I can't find you guys. So I don't know you know what? Oh well. But let's just do it the show. I'm sorry, Periscope. I will answer questions maybe afterwards or something. I don't even know if I could do that. But I do see that it says show errors. So I don't know. Okay. So tell me where you guys are. Most of you guys I know, but just for everyone else, who's here? Where are you from? Let's connect. Let's talk about macro photography. I'm next. Hey, Kat. Okay, so Kathleen's here. Okay, so members of my membership program, I have a special link for them. So when they ask questions, what happens is you ask a question, and then later on they can actually go back to the video and that question is answered, so then they don't have to watch the whole show if they don't want to. So that's something that's happening. I have a membership site, and I always show that in our promo. But let's talk about fire today. I got some great images, and not always do I have themes, but I thought it would be fun to do macro themes. You know, don't you guys think I think so. I mean, of course, I love all kinds of macro photography, so that's why I'm here, obviously. But I think what I'll do is when this downloads, because I think I can download this from Crowdcast, I think I'll just go ahead and add it to Facebook, and then Facebook people can go ahead and ask questions and stuff like that. So again, I am very happy to have you guys here. It will be so much better and organized next month because A.D. Wheeler is coming on to produce my show for me. Thank God, because I want to talk to you guys like I'm doing right now, and I can't because I can, but I'm like clicking this and clicking that and trying to figure this out, and my mind can only handle like one thing. So he's going to be behind the scenes and basically pushing the buttons for me. So when I want to go to the right screen will go, or whatever. So he'll work all that out. So I'm excited. So that's going to start next month. So I had to announce that. But I am going to try to see what's going on with Facebook. I don't know why Facebook always seems to have problems when I try something new. But Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. So I'm going to work YouTube again. Love YouTube. You guys are working great. So there's no problem with YouTube. I could see you guys. So if you could do me a favor, it's a brand new show. It would be great if you guys could share it and just say, hey, she's on YouTube. Especially if you guys are on Facebook, because there are people on Facebook that actually that do watch the show. But from what I'm showing right here, it's just like a spinning death of hell. It's not even connecting. So I don't know. I'm just going to leave it, and then we'll figure it out later. But how are you guys doing? This is a great time to take your water, beer, wine, tea, soda, whatever, and just talk about macro photography. When I have guests, it's less of a chat with you guys because we're going to hone in on my guests. So once a month I have a guest. I have 2 amazing photographers that are going to be coming on next month. Yay for that. And I really do like to chat with you guys. That's why I started this whole thing, and that's why I appreciate you guys submitting your images. If you want to submit your images, you could go to my website. Actually, it's like the host thing's just popping up. See, look, you guys, I messed up already. Oh, well. Anyway, submit at sullivanjphotography.com. Macro Live is here, and that actually gives you all of the macro shows, how to submit your questions, how to submit your images. We do have a really great Facebook group that I'm going to put over here that I love, that you got a lot of these women that are here. Kudos to you guys that hang out in the Facebook group. And this show is every other Thursday at 5 p.m. So next Thursday, I'll have a video of some kind of tutorial to help with macro and landscape or business. And then the following week after that will be the first show of, can you believe it, May? I can't believe it. I just can't believe how time is going by so fast. Let's see. Oh, I love that you guys are chatting over at the, oh my gosh, Catherine is watching on the big screen. That must be scary. So we have a Catherine with the C, and then we have a Catherine with the K that's here. So welcome. I'm so excited that you guys are both here. The Catherines are rocking tonight. And I'm sorry about Facebook. I don't know what's going on with Facebook. I'm trying to go on there to see what's going on, but nothing's happening in Facebook. And there is stuff going on Periscope. And Periscope, I'm so sorry, I can't seem to find the show. And I know you guys, I went on Periscope yesterday just to promote the show. And I told them, hey, I'm going to start my first show here on Periscope. And I was chatting and everything, and I don't know how to do it. Let me see. No, I don't want to do it twice. So maybe I'll have to ask Doug and Allie because they're my friends that got into this. Oh, I thought one of my babies were going. I thought Doug and Allie have a Doug and Allie show, and they're photographers, and Allie's amazing, and Doug is the social person. And so they got me into Periscope, and Periscope does really chat up and ask questions. So I thought, why not? I can stream through Periscope, but it's just a bummer that I can't see the chat because that's what's all about, you know. So, oh well. But I can see you guys on YouTube. YouTube are rocking it. That's where you're going to be. And I can see you guys on my membership. So just to give you guys a little bit of, let me see. When I talk about my membership, this is what I'm talking about. We'll go there now. Today's Macro Photography Live Chat Show is brought to you by Adventurers of the F-Stop, a $29 monthly membership to elevate your macro and landscape photography and business skills. Just go to membership.sullivanjphotography.com and check out all the details to push your creations in 2018. My grandchildren are screaming. Can you guys hear that? Oh, like Janice says, not your fault. Facebook is crazy lately. Yeah, I have a really, thank you so much, Jan. Yeah, because I have a hard time with Facebook big time, and I'm hoping AD can handle that way better than I can. But we are going through a company called Crowdcast, and that's what you just saw was my membership program, and the members there are actually, that's what I use. I do live workshops with them. I have Q&A with them, feedback and all that stuff with them. And Crowdcast is really good, and I really like them. So I have a feeling it is probably Facebook, and it's just me being kind of an idiot of not knowing how to get onto Periscope on my phone to be able to chat with them, to find myself, because I don't know it very well. So yeah, I'm a doofus. But anyways, it's just typical. What I want to do first is I would like to do a little bit of inspiration, and before we get started with the fire, we've got some great photos that Nicolas has brought in to the show, which he's awesome. We've been going back and forth, and so I want to share a couple things. So let me get over to his area, and I'm going to go ahead and share the right screen. Okay. Right now, what we're seeing is one of Nicolas's images, but what I wanted to share with you guys is that he has an actual, let me see if I can get my side camera up. Okay, so, oh wait, let me turn that off real quick. See, he has an actual fire photography group, and he was saying that, oh, look, we're chatting. Oops, oops, we're chatting. I have to laugh at myself. Oh my gosh. So anyways, if you guys are interested in fire photography, which macro fire is just awesome. When I saw he posted an image on the private Facebook group, the secret Facebook group that we have for this show, and I thought, you know what? I love fire, and I'd like to have that as a theme. So I went ahead and asked him if we could just check out his images. And so here's some of the work that he's posted. And he says it's not really getting that much of a hits, you know, and so that's kind of a bummer. So I just want to promote it. It's in his groups, and I'm hoping what I could do is share that group in the macro chat group, so you guys can start doing macro if you want to really get into talking into fire, because fires can be difficult and it's dangerous. You have to be careful. So anyways, I thought this would be cool to promote this and get into fire photography macro style, because there's some really, wait till you see at the end of the show, I've got some great inspirations to leave you guys with, because when I do these shows, I really like to inspire you guys to think about trying something different if you've never done it, or even going above and beyond, which this guy at the very end of the show is just absolutely incredible. I was just so shocked. The show is off. Okay. I don't know. I think he's talking to me, but yeah, I don't know. He was saying something about the show, but anyways, see, I feel bad because people are probably trying to get onto Facebook, and then I can't I can't. I'm going to have to tell him afterward the show is not working to go onto YouTube. Maybe I could share the YouTube. But anyways, let me share this with you really quick. I think I will share the YouTube link to Facebook on the Macro Chat Live. Or, hey, ladies, I know some of you guys are in there. If you could let them know, I would be really, really happy if you could just let everybody know in the Macro Chat that it's not working in Facebook, and maybe they'll jump onto YouTube. Please. I would really appreciate it if you guys could do that. Anyways, I wanted to share this, how to photograph fire, and I'm going to put the links down below after the show, okay? So you guys can check it out. Anyways, Learn My Shot has how to photograph fire, and the reason why I like this is because one of my apprentices has done this, and you use a lighter fluid and light it. But boy, his images were really good. So some of you guys know Bomba. He is a professional photographer that photographs concerts. And he got into the Arcana with me, and I was one of his mentors because he wanted to do something different, because we all love to try different things. And he was just like, I want to get into macro and stuff. And he was doing macros and landscape and was wanting to do that on the side. So when he did this, it was very beautiful, and I know that this will look good. So if you guys want to try this. And another one that I found was, this was so cool. So look at, now this is called 5 Fury Photo Tips in 3 minutes, and it's by Cooph. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Cooph. And I didn't even realize that they have photography apparel. So if you check that out, it gives you ideas to photograph fire, and matches was really, I just love this photo that you're seeing right here. This is so cute. I'm like, oh my gosh, just take it to the next limit. That's adorable. So I wanted to share that with you guys because I think it's pretty cool to see that before we dive into the critique, because we're going to go into Nicolas's stuff. But let me see. So Learn My Shot, 5 Furious. The matches were really great, and that's what we're going to share too. Some other fire and some matches. And I'm actually even going to share with you how I did my match shot. Some of you guys have seen it, so I thought, why not share some of that with you guys so you can see a behind the scenes of how I got to that shot. So let me see if you guys have any questions or anything that going on, chatting it up. Let me go over here to, I'm going to go back to that, and I'm going to go to Kathleen. Oh, so Kathleen and Catherine, but you guys are almost close. I said you guys were both the same names. Oh, it's still close. You guys are both awesome ladies, so thanks for being here. All right, so let's go. What we're going to do is we're going to actually go on to, I'm going to go into Lightroom because we're going to see these awesome images, and you'll get to see his dancing fire. Oh, and then I wanted to, let me see. Oh, okay, I didn't. I was going on to Facebook to see. I'll let you guys take care of that because I'm going to get off of Facebook because I want to get rolling. This show is only an hour, so we got to rock and roll. All right, let's get to the right screen so you guys can see the Lightroom. Ta-da! Okay, so here is his fire shots. There's 2 of them. And this one he sent after the fact, but I just love it. So I thought the other one I'm going to critique a little bit more, but this one was just something that I thought was really cool because it looks, I mean, let's go ahead and look at it. Woo, not that close. But I love to see fire up close. You can see it all, the ashes and how beautiful fire is. And with this one, it's really cool how he has it, like it's moving and it's alive and it's going into the light. So I really enjoyed that one. Like I said, this is the second one, and I just think it's fun to, just like clouds, we all see things in clouds. Well, we can see things in fire also, and that's what he is up to. But he's funny. Wait till I tell you what he, there's these other two images. So this is the one that he actually submitted. And some of you guys in the Facebook group probably have seen this. And so he calls this, let's see. He says, watching a salamander dance. He was getting up close and personal with his Nikon D7100 and a 105 macro lens. Now, when I asked for his, he says, I don't know if it's shutter speed because he just does 800. So I'm not positive, Nicolas, on your f-stop shutter speed and your ISO, but if that's okay, it doesn't matter. I just like to give, for me, it doesn't really matter about, unless I see something going, oh, okay, you could change your shutter speed or, you know, whatever. But basically, I know other people like to know the settings. So that's why I asked for it. But I do ask for your goal. And this is what he said. He says his goal was planning to capture a selection elemental beings represented by their visual aspect. Slips and undies, is that how you say it? Udis? Undies? Could be next. So slips are water, or is it undies or water gods? Anyways, it's a... I just started laughing. I know I butchered it, but I was laughing because when I look at things, I've never thought of it that way, but they could be gods, like a water god and air. One of them is like the clouds and the atmosphere and stuff like that. So anyways, they're celestial visual beings. So that was hilarious. Good job, Nicolas. That was, I enjoy those fun goals. So this one, he was saying, you know, basically you could tell that it's actually getting up and it seems like it's moving, and it does look like a salamander and all that stuff. So I totally get it. And I appreciate how fire does things to us like that and makes us step outside the box. That's what's a lot of fun. And then seeing up close, very cool. We will not get up there like that normally, right? So this is something different. I do have some suggestions for you, and I'm going to explain what they are here right now. When you were saying that you wanted a bean and stuff like that, I totally get that. So what I feel that would make this even stronger is to have this is your focal point. So I always pay attention to everything all around. And this white line right in here, I'm being nitpicky because I like to push. Let's see. Whoa. So this area right in here, I'm hoping that it will move. Yes. This right here, I would remove. And you can either do this in Lightroom or you can use the healing tool, the healing brush in Photoshop. So that right here, I would remove. And then I would darken the background just a little bit just to give the fire an extra pop. So I want to share with you guys, because he was saying it was a salamander, you can manipulate your fire just enough to tell your story. So right now, the salamander's kind of looking up and checking things out. And that's cool, but I just thought, hey, let's make it even better and fun. And let's move the head down a little bit, kind of looking at what is in front of the fire. And so I went ahead and just turn the head down a little bit, just kind of like, hey, you know, like it's ready to get up on a hill. So to do that, let me get over to my front screen real quick because I want to show, I'm going to bring up Photoshop. See, this is a technical thing that AD will be doing for me. I hope I'm not too loud or crazy. Let me make sure that you guys don't have any questions or anything. Okay, we're all good. Okay, all looks good. Let me get over to my right screen so you guys can see. Right front screen. Where am I? Photoshop. There we are, Photoshop. Okay, so I wanted to share with you guys how I did this, and I won't go too crazy, but see, here's the before and here's the after. And this is just taking it to the next level. And it seems like it's complicated, but it really isn't. What I did was I went ahead and I went to Edit, and this is Photoshop, and then Puppet Warp. Okay, we'll let that do there. Go to Puppet Warp, and I don't. So Puppet Warp gives you this, a grid, and you can see where I manipulated the grid to push it down. So the trick of Puppet Warp is that wherever you want to warp, you've got to add all these little pins around the location. So you just get in and you just add all these pins around. Because if you don't, you'll warp the whole image. So you're only trying to warp an area of the image. See how it's warping? And you have to see how it's even on the sides. You can see, like right now, it's warping it. But if I got rid of these, I'll just share with you. That's why I think people get a little freaked out, because they don't put enough pins around the location. And so now if they want to warp, see how it moves the whole image now? So if you want to just move a certain area, warp is awesome. You just have to make sure that you put pins around the location so that it doesn't disturb the outside area of your photograph, and then you just go ahead and warp the section and move the sections to where you want. So that's a really cool thing for you guys to play with. I always like to share some kind of tip just for you guys to see if you want to do it. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it's just fun to share. Just because all I did was from here looking up, and now the fire feels like, you know, it's a bean, so now it's going up. And as you can see, I've gotten rid of the background of that white area right there, so my eyes aren't taken away from the fire. But love this image, very, very cool. I totally, you know, bringing this fire stuff on is so awesome. Let me go to my front camera again. There I am, hello. So I have a second one from him, which is really cool. And then we'll go to equipment. Let's get on to Lightroom. Hi, so no questions yet? I heard it's going to rain in California, like in 2 more days or something like that. So I was like, yeah, this is so cool that we're going to get rain. I know you guys are not excited about rain over in the East Coast. So again, I just want to announce to Periscope, I'm really sorry I can't chat with you guys because I can't figure out how to bring you guys up. I see that you guys are working and everything's good, so I just want to tell Periscope I'm sorry. Facebook, it's dead. I'm going to go ahead and share his next image, which is really cool. Another fun one. Let's go to Lightroom again. Ta-da! It's a match. I love matches, and matches are so fun to play with, you guys. I want you guys to play with matches. That's why when I saw the fire, I thought, oh yeah, we got to talk about fire. So this one he calls Death of a Match, and he's using his D7100 and he's using his 105 macro lens. He says it's manual and you need to put at f8000, so I didn't really know for sure what that is. Again, it doesn't matter. I just like to give you guys the information on what we're seeing. So but let me see. I don't even, it could even be in here. Let me look, because sometimes it's wiped. Oh, here it is. Here it is. He's at 5.6 at 1/80th of a second with his 105 millimeter. His ISO is 6400. Okay, let me check this one out, guys, since we're here. This one's at f3.3, 8000. Oh, okay, so its shutter speed was at 8000 for this one. Got it. And then his 105 millimeter 6400, and he does not show, there's a little noise in there, but it's you could fix that easily. When you get into the high ISO, you get noise. That's all that grainy stuff. And then let's look at this one. It's at 3.3. 1/8,000th of a second using his macro lens at 6400. Okay, so I don't know why I didn't think about that before. So look at how cool this matches. Isn't that pretty? It's after the burn. So I thought this was really pretty. I enjoy looking at it very close. That's what I like to do. And whoops, what happened there? Let's try to move it. My cursor is giving me problems. Hold on one second. Let's go back to fit. So you could see, so you would see there's noise because it's high, but I think no, it's not that bad. I mean, that when it comes to fire, we're going to hit noise. That's what, you know, you're going to have to play with it and post-production most of the time because we are photographing dark areas. But in here, this should be okay. See, it's a little noisy here, to tell you the truth, and it's just because it's a high ISO for sure. I wanted to just push it out of the box. I think it's beautiful. I love that it's all dark around here. My eyes are going. I think the composition's beautiful. It's like dancing. It looks great. I really like everything about it. I like the way the fire is just hitting upon it right there. It's a beautiful shot, and I really like everything about it. I want to give you a suggestion on, again, there's just a tip of, you could leave it if you want, and I'm going to actually take my, I'm going to go ahead and take my pad thing going because it's hard for me to try to do this on the, I was trying to do the other image with just my, with just this, and I can't. I got to use my tablet. This is my tablet, see? And I live by the tablet, and I always suggest that if you guys are really going to get into post-production, to learn it. That was one of our challenges that I had with my my students is, you know, they're all great photographers, but it's just to push yourself to the next level and to really get into post-processing. It's a skill that you have to learn, but once you learn it, you could really push your creations, and just working with your finger like that is really tough. So when you start getting into the post work, I really highly suggest get a Wacom or Wacom, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. They have them. I can never remember names. I'm horrible. I butcher everything. I butcher your names and the equipment names. But anyways, let's see. Okay, so I think I'm still doing good. I think we're all here. All right. It looks like I'm rolling. I just want to make sure everything's okay. So what I wanted to suggest is that you could play with, let's get into develop. And if you have a bright area like this, and say you want to change it up, a thing that you could do just over here in Lightroom is you can go to this tool right here, and the pen, you can see it's a selection, and we'll go ahead and click on it. And down below here, you can see I've already been playing with the color. But let's act like normally it's over here. So normally there's no color. So if you want to play and manipulate any of the colors, then you can click on this and then just kind of say to yourself, well, let me see where it's at. It's kind of here. You don't have to be precise at the moment. Just do a guide. And you're looking at the color. You're not looking about how dark and light it is, because that's how you're going to change it. You change that later. So I've picked this color, and I'm going to go ahead and just say start painting. I'm going to make sure, just to let you guys know, I'm not going to auto mask because sometimes that will leave a line. And I kind of want to even spill it off a little bit. And then you can get rid of the blown out areas if you want to kind of match the fire if you want. You don't have to use blue, but let me show you something. So once you get it in, it's like taking the side. Because I'm using a small screen for Facebook that I'm not even on. Facebook makes me mess up my 1200 by 720 or something. I don't know. It's crazy. But if you want to manipulate the actual, how dark it is, you can change it and get it dark or light. You can actually make it more saturated. If you want to manipulate the saturation on there, you could do a lot of stuff once you get it in. And then from there, if you don't like the color, I was going to try to show you, so you could always change it. Once you get it in and painted, you could change whatever you want. And it's got all the spectrum colors. Now again, it's the color, so think of it like this. It's the color. If you want to make it darker, then you would have to change the exposure or the shadow, you know, just play with that. So anyways, I thought that would be a fun thing for you to think about, is manipulating whatever you want with this. If you don't like it, just go back to it and delete. But I probably would even go in here and maybe play with this just a little bit, and just to give it an extra punch, because it's so bright that that's just part of the fire. And I mean, that's sometimes you cannot get when sometimes like people want to make sure they don't blow out highlights. Sometimes that's what it is. The sun is blown out. That's the way it's going to be. So this is more of a creative, just fun thing, suggestion that I wanted to share with you guys, and as a tip again, because I think that it's always good to, you know, push your creativity. So let's go to the front screen. Okay, let's see. How you guys doing? Everything cool? It looks like I'm still rolling. All right. Good. All right. Now, let's go to equipment. Let's go to equipment. I wanted to share how I shot my match. I did a fire shot, and I get a lot of questions on how I did it, because if any of you guys have shot fire, it can be, and you want it precise, it could be real difficult. So I'm going to give you the tools that I did. We're going to share the images, and I'm going to give you the steps on how I did it. So fire, this is a match, but as you can see, this match is a big match. This is a thick one. So I didn't use a teeny match. I used a big one that you put in the fireplace, you know, or the fire, if you want to do a fire. So this is what I did here. I used this one, but then I chopped it because it was too long. So I just broke it in half, you know, like that. And then what I did was I put it on a table. I made sure that everything was dark in this location. If you have, like that right there, if you have problems of not making your areas dark, then you need to drape, you know, stuff over your windows, because you really do need to have it dark. So I had this, and then what I did was I just put this like this, and I just set it on the table like that. Now I used a lot of these, so because you'll see in a little bit how it can get all funky. So this right here. Then I used my black velvet. And the reason why I used my black velvet is because the light, as you can see, I have light coming in on me. And this does not reflect any light. It absorbs the light. So I use this as the background, just draped around a box or drape it wherever you want. But this is going to be the background. So the match is here. Not that close, but the match is over here because I didn't want to start a fire. And then I used this. And I had to light some of the match because it was really dark. So I'll go to Lightroom right now, but I want to share with you first these lights. Now, back then I didn't have these lights when I did that shot. This is a daylight fluorescent. So when you shine this, you don't get the yellows, you get the nice daylight color. And we did a color correction in the membership area, and I was talking all about color. Now, if you shoot raw, you could fix it in post-processing. That's not a problem. You can adjust your camera before, if you don't have anything like this. You can adjust your camera, look at your camera, and it will give you ways. There's a Kelvin in there, and you could play with the Kelvin, go up and down on the Kelvin, and that will make things bluer or yellow, depending on your situation. So these are really great. I will put the link down below so you guys can cheap. And I wanted to share with you what I put it in, but mine is so old that I just went online and I wanted to show you. Let's go over there. Let's get back to the web. Where are you? Here we go. These cool. Let's get over to the right screen so you can see what I'm doing front. And we want to go to the, that's the right camera. All right, where are you? Right screen. There I am. Oh my gosh. And you know, oh gosh, I have it organized, but whatever. So here's the cool, look at these matches. They're so cool. I want to leave that. So this right here, this reflector, it's a smaller reflector, and you could see there's the light right there. So I needed to light the match below because it was getting too dark, but I set the light farther back so it wasn't like all crazy, because you don't want that much light. You want to be able to see the fire. So I wanted to share this with you. These are great, the little reflectors, and they come in different sizes, how wide they are, and how that bounces the light. So let's go back to the front camera. So that's something that you can definitely check out if you need lighter. If you want to use any kind of light, you can, but the problem is you need to make sure you could direct it. I'm looking at the wrong camera. You need to make sure that you need to direct it so this way it doesn't go into the actual flame, right? You don't want to. Hey. Oh, yes, Janet. Yeah, she says, Janet says velvet is the best pros. Yes, she swears by it. It really does. You know, you'll see people say use foam core. I don't use foam core. If I'm going to use foam core, I'm going to drape that stuff over the foam core, because black velvet, you could just go and get it. I've had that thing for years and years and years. It's the best thing ever. I'm telling you, it gets rid of all. You have pure black on that baby. So yes, she is so right on that for sure. Okay, let me see. I'm going to show you now my match and what I want. I'm going to show you the steps, because match photography is a pain in the butt because you have to be patient. But isn't that what macro is about too? I mean, to me, macro photography, you have to be patient in order to love to do macro photography. I mean, that's why we're not like real, at least most of us aren't. And I mean, I like to do fast stuff, don't get me wrong, but when I really want to be precise on something, then yeah, it's time for me to take time and think about the process, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, do maybe a little bit of research on it, and just play. And don't stop, okay? Don't stop at what you're doing. Just do it and enjoy, you know, the learning experience. If you guys ever watched Don Komarachka, he was talking about that. You know, just enjoy it and just learn it. Keep it as a learning experience when things don't happen so the way you want them to at first. You just got to do it. All right, so let me share this is my image. And this photograph took a long time. It's very basic. It's very basic. There you are. It's very basic. Wait till you see my inspiration. It's just so much. Oh my God. This guy is just amazing. So let me just show you. Oh, let's go in here. Let me go into develop real quick so I can move it around. Hello. Okay. My mouse is like dying. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. Okay. You can see my focal point. Let's go to 1:1. Woo. This is my focal point. Look at how sharp this match. This match. Look at how sharp it is. So first what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you get it tack sharp, just like the eyes of things that you're working with. You want them tack sharp, because when I blow this thing up, it looks so cool to see the burnt match. And then to get the colors just right and the flame to flame just like this was a pain in the butt. So that's why I wanted to share with you guys. I'm going to share with you the beginning of it, okay? So this is where it was at first. So I took the match and I lit it, and remember I was telling you I didn't have it was orange at that time, so the light was just too much, and I said, oh gosh, I can't do this. So what I ended up doing was calibrating on my camera, color calibrated, went ahead and did my white paper that I always do, made sure I had the correct colors, and I toned it down. I was like, I can't, this is too orangey, and I don't want to work with it. Because sometimes when you get too orange, it's just a pain. I don't care if you're raw or not. Try to get it in camera is the best thing, to tell you the truth. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Jen. So then what happens is you'll light it. So you could tell, you could see that I'm lighting the match right now. And it bursts and it gets all crazy, and you get smoke everywhere. And you're like, what the heck is, whatever. It won't burn anything. It's the smoke that ends up getting you, to tell you the truth, unless you're in a really good ventilated area. But the problem is you can't have wind. So let me show you this one. So any little bit of wind or anything just moves the flame. So you really got to be in no air conditioning. You got to be in a place that's just really stagnant. No air at all, because it will mess everything up. Unless you want to play in post work, that's fine. But you could see here that on this one, I was like, okay, I'm digging it, but I really don't like the flame. I'm not liking the flame. So then I just waited a little bit. See, it's still over. It's still moving too much for me. I mean, I could do the warp tools and all that stuff, and I'm like, no, I'm not digging that. Then I got a double flame. So you just get all these kind of funky things that happen. But it's cool. You can see too that it's blowing out. It's not really doing anything for me. So it's just, no. Then I started getting to what I liked. And this is the raw image, totally straight from the camera. And I thought, oh, you know what got me was I knew that these colors right in here, let me get into the fill. See how the blue is matching? And this flame was just so beautiful that I thought, oh, I like this. It's leaning, but that's not the flame that's leaning. It's the whole match that's leaning. So I knew, okay, now it's time to play with this image and to think about, what did I like? So the first thing you say to yourself is, what do you like about this? Well, I told you the two things that I liked. I liked the blue that was in here, and I love the way the flame was going up there. So that's what you think about while you're post-processing. Okay, so let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Yes, I showed you guys that. So what I ended up doing was cropping it, obviously, and making it straight. And let's get over, let me see. Okay, so I ended up cropping it, making it straight. I ended up, this is the crop and making it straight. Let me see. So I did let me show you what I did here. So I'm going to show you my goodies. The blue wasn't showing it. See how the blue isn't showing that much? So I ended up making the temperature even cooler a little bit. So I went ahead and changed my temperature in Lightroom, a little bit of the 3700 and plus 15. And I also brought down the blacks in the background because I wanted, you could see that the fire overexposed the black area. So it was easy to do that, no problem. And what else did I do? Let me make sure, because I wrote myself notes. And I popped up that vibrance to really make this area pop and make it pretty. So I ended up doing that. And then, let's see. And then this was still too dark. I lit it up because it's a dark room. I just went ahead and added the brush, and oh, that was something different. That's not it. So there it is. So you can see right here. So in here, this area right in here, that's a mistake over here. I could see it. I brightened I pulled up the clarity and sharpness. And I don't know why it's doing that, because I know that I brightened that match. It was down. Maybe something happened. But anyways, I brightened it. And I also changed the temperature of the match. So here's see how the match is kind of dull? And I just painted it. So here it is, and I just painted this and then made it. And oh, one thing that I do suggest when you're doing something like this, make sure you do put auto mask on here. And what happens is it won't bleed into the black. So it's only going to take the match itself in here and then change up your settings and make it pretty. So see how that is? I didn't do it before. I didn't have it on auto mask, and it bleeds out into the black. So make sure you put auto mask if you're going to play with the matches, and don't mess with that. You can always erase though. You could see in here, click the erase, and it'll get rid of, whoops, it'll get rid of the mask. So you can see right here how different that is. So you could, if you mess up, don't get, it's okay. You can erase it. It's just easier if you click on the auto mask. And then the last thing I did to this image is it's too hard to do it in Lightroom, to tell you the truth. So I took this into Photoshop, and what I did was I did a clone, and I stamped the black area, and then I painted softly. I just gently went ahead and got rid of this. You can see how bright this is. So I just cloned the black areas, and I just gently, with like maybe 10%, just went over and painted the clone and made sure that it matched the location. So I did a selection here, and then I painted and painted. I did a clone stamp here, and I painted and painted. Now, if you guys have questions on how to do that, then let me know in the chat, and I'll show you in Photoshop how to do that, okay? So I don't want you guys to go away. I got a couple minutes left. But what I want to do now, and that's it. And that's all I did to this image. The hardest thing, truthfully, was to get the flame perfect the way I wanted the flame to be. And that's just taking your time and being persistent on getting what you want and envisioned. And a great way to envision is to go out and look on the internet, Pinterest, and just look at people's images. Now, don't get flustered if there's wait till I show you this guy. Let me get to my front screen, because I was so impressed with this guy's photography that I had to show it with you guys. It is so cool. Wait till you see it. I mean, he has manipulated his images. So he has taken the images out and played with Photoshop, cutting and paste. I mean, this is very advanced. I know that. But it's still, I mean, hello, you got to be inspired by this dude. He's Russian. Let me get over here. And let me get over to, there we go. So he's Russian, and his name is Stanislav. I don't know how to say his last name, but wait till you see his work. I found his website. And I'm even thinking that I might have these. I might do Europeans, because I found a English photographer that I really like, and I love this guy's. And so because it's 2 a.m. over there in Europe, they are not going to join in live. But what if I interviewed them and then played it, and you and I can chat, you guys and I can chat about it. If you have questions, I can ask them later. But I thought, you know what, I might try to see if they want to be on the show, but it would be a pre-recording. That's the only thing, because I'm missing out on these European people. But look at this. He does all these matches. And so this flame obviously would not go this way. So it's just something for inspiration. I mean, I just think look at this. This is a pear with his matches and his fire. Look at this flower and smoke. Look at this one. That's beautiful too. I love all of his matches. I mean, it's really, really, this one could be actually real. Some of them, though, you know, this is a feather. I love the way this intertwines. This is an idea. I don't know. Look at this hand with the ring. Oh my God. How cool is that? I love it. I seriously, well, we know what that is. Oh, that's hilarious. I've got to get this guy on the show, man. He is so awesome. Look at this. A mouse with smoke. That's smoke, guys. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Let me get my, okay, I'll share you his website right now, but I just have to, I'm telling you, look at this lizard. So you know he's manipulated it, but he took the fire, did the smoke, and then did the match, and then merged them together. So the creativity here is just unbelievable. This is one of my favorites. Look at this spider. I mean, oh my gosh. I had a hard time at first when I saw him. I'm like, man, his website is really difficult. This is smoke and fire. Isn't it beautiful? So beautiful. I could just sit here and I just love this kind of stuff. Look at this. Very cool. So here is his website. And look, here's a guitar. I mean, you'll have so much. So I'm going to share those. I'm going to share the two sites down below after the show. Same with the stuff that I've shared with you, that I told you I was going to share before, because you've got to be inspired by this guy. He is amazing. This is his home. Let's see. He does other things, but I really love, look at Catherine. Look at this. She's into doing still life. So you got to check him out. Let me make sure everything's okay with Kathleen. Hey, Kathleen. Yeah, she's still there. Hello, girl. Okay. And Kathleen, how was your trip? She was out gallivanting around, photographing, having a good old time. Okay, so anyways, I just wanted to share that. Let me get to the front of the screen again. I just thought that would be so much fun to end this show with an absolutely amazing photographer that does these matches. So, I mean, when we take the time to do stuff like this, and even it doesn't matter if you're a beginner to the most experienced, it's still a great feeling to create. And don't always, even though I'm sharing this stuff, you got to remember to yourself, don't compare, just be inspired. You could try something different. You don't have to be doing all this kind of stuff, but just be inspired and never say to yourself, oh, I could never do that, I suck. And no, you know what? Don't do that to yourself. Have fun. Get the macro lens if you haven't got a macro lens, or if you want to use a zoom, that's fine. But just go out there and photograph and just keep doing it. And I would love to have you guys share in the macro Facebook. Let me go ahead. I'm on YouTube, which is freaking awesome because they're the only ones that really work. So if you want to find me, Sullivan J Photo, you can find me there. You can also, let me tell you about me if you want to check out what I do here. To get to know us in more detail, check out sullivanjphotography.com. And while you're at it, sign up for challenges, deep dive photography information, and free textures by just filling out your email and your name and pushing that grab your first challenge. If you'd like to even dive deeper into your photography and really elevate it, check out membership.sullivanjphotography.com. This is a membership that's only $29 a month, and we give you everything that's needed to really push your macro and landscape photography. Hope to see you there. Oh gosh, it's all messed up. I am hoping this will never happen again. Look at the front, Janice, your host. Oh my gosh. Yes, and I wanted to I wanted to let you guys know that if you go to Sullivan J Photography, Macro Live is here. That's where it's going to share like the Facebook and most of these ladies, like, see, it's Becky. Becky, BB, I got to remember that. BBM Minus. Becky. Becky's been on the show. Her images have been on the show several times, and I totally appreciate you. I appreciate all of you guys that come to the show. I wouldn't be here if you guys wouldn't show up. If I just had crickets, it wouldn't be here. And I love to share this macro photography. I love to talk to you guys about macro photography. Next time we're going to be on is going to be May 10th, and that's with AD Wheeler and myself. And I'm hoping all these little technical things will be done and I could just chat with you guys. It would be so exciting for me not to push a button. And then mark your calendar, because Alan Shapiro has confirmed we are going to chat with him on the 24th of May. Then the next show after that will be me and AD, and we're going to really focus on you. I'm going to try to get, I feel really bad because I can't get Periscope. I know it's on, but I can't talk to them, and that's a huge problem for me because I want to be able to talk to every one of you guys. So I will have to figure out what's going on with Periscope and how I can't see it on my phone and all this stuff. So I apologize on Periscope. Who knows with Facebook? Maybe AD can figure out what's going on with Facebook. But then after that, mark your calendar. Harold Ross, June 21st. He paints with light. He has confirmed. His wife is super amazing. She's worked with me. She's going to be on, so he's going to be on the show too. I'm so grateful that these people want to be on the show because they know that macro photography is their passion and we are focusing on it. You guys love it. Close up, macro, micro. And again, thank you for being here. And I'll see you in 2 weeks to chat with you guys personally, because we won't have somebody on the show. So it doesn't have to be a thing. Just go in, share your images go to that website, Sullivan J Photography, Macro Chat Live, or Macro is here. I'll put down the link down below. And share your images, ask your questions. I want to make sure that Kathleen does not have any questions. I don't see any, Kathleen. If any of you guys are on my membership, part of my membership site, I've given you guys link. I will make sure that I ask the question and will answer the question so it goes to your email. Even if you don't have to be part of my membership, I will talk to you guys. Anyways, you guys know that I totally love macro being here. Becky knows that. Janae knows that. You do not have to be part of my membership on this show, but Catherine and Kathleen get a little bit of perk. They should have a perk because they're part of the membership. So I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I'm super grateful that you're here. Have a good one. Cheers. Hold on.